Bum 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 a boom boom ba ba dum bum ba bum bum ba bum 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 ba dum boom boom ba bum bum ba bum bum ba bum bum.
Okay. Yeah. So we are just above the middle of the top section on page Vov. The line starts with the word Lamokim Sheineroye Chas v'sholom. And what we have learned is thus far the principle of the Kav. And the principle of the Kav is that it is a Kav, which means it comes in a measured manner in order to reach and to be able to relate to all the various aspects in Seder Hishtalshalos, each sphere according to its madrege, to its design and so forth. Along with that, there is the principle that it is Oyer Pnimi. And Oyer Pnimi means that it relates directly to the Ayin that it represents. It is not just Oyer, unintentional, unguided. It has a precise intent. This is the principle of Chokhmah. As we discussed already, this is we're coming to this Nakuda. He said that the effect of this kav, of the pnimius aspect, is that it is mislabish and it measures according to each sphere, according to each keli, and that this is also the guard that it should not overflow where it doesn't belong, in mokim ha'shein roi, in an appropriate place, because it is a very focused and intended, intentional oir, intentional hashpor. This is the principle of Chokhmah. So I want to just correlate this phenomenon, this function, this service to the term Chokhmah and to the meaning of Chokhmah as we have discussed it. And we will use the metaphor of sight for Chokhmah, because as we said many times, it's a very correct, a very clear, a very correct demonstration at a much lower level, but it is correct, and it is very clear because it's something which we experience all the time, and if we think into it, we see right away the principles that we're discussing. So we pointed out that in sight, you see an object, you see the entire panorama without having to come in contact with it, which means you see the entire reality. Yet, you see the reality. You are not the reality. What's the point? Seeing the reality means that you're seeing its significance. You see its message. Like we said many times, that when you see a clock hanging on the wall, you're not seeing a clock or a wall. You're seeing the message of it, the chokhmah behind it. What does it stand for? This is chokhmah. Chokhmah relates to what we call at the time the oyer element, not the mitzias. The mitzias is that this is a physical clock and this is a wall. That's not what sight relates to. Yes, the camera sees that, but the human sight does not relate to that. This is not what it sees. He sees something real, the oir, what it stands for. Again, you physically could see it, but that is not what attracts your sight. This is not the meaning of human sight. Only an idiot's sight relates to that. That's not real sight. This is like, I hope I don't confuse it, this is like knowing a one and one is two ones. That's not real knowledge. That's not real chokhmah. Chokhmah is when you see it, when you see the oir element. And when you see the oil element, it has a definition. What is this about? Why is the oil there? What is its aim? And this is why you see it. This is why you see it. The Chacham, that's what I'm saying, the Chacham does not see, there's something there. He sees not because something forces itself upon him, but he sees because of its significance. What is the aim? Why was it brought there? What was the intent of the maker to make it? And that's what we're pointing out all the time, that oir relates to the moir. Because you constantly, with Chokhmah, you immediately relate to why did the Creator create it? What was His intent? That's the inyan of Chokhmah. It is way beyond that which is the physical presentation. And as a result of that, yes, this is how Chokhmah is instrumental in guiding it, that it should go exclusively in the direction where it is meant to go. Because it relates to the Maker. What did the Maker want with it? And if you go to the wrong side, as we explained, what is Sitra Achra? Sitra Achra has everything except the Maker. And that's what Chocham guides you, that you should continue to recognize what the truth is. Sitra Achra has everything except for the Maker. And this is what Chochmah guards. They should go Davke b'tzad HaKadosh.
Like when the mashal you use sight, so you say like you're viewing reality, but you yourself are not the reality. So
no. You view reality, but you yourself are not reality, and you don't have the reality. You're viewing it.
But here, when we talk about the Eibush,
one second. Explain. 1 second. I want to minimize it. It's a very important thing that you use reality. Why? Because you view. The principle of viewing reality is not you are viewing reality. Please understand this. He said that we could see without coming in front of this object. If you are viewing it, in other words, you're seeing because you are of your effort to see it, you're not seeing the truth. You're seeing it by your personal experience, like touch. You're not viewing it, you're being shown. And you see that which you're being shown. And that's what the Chokhmah did, the phenomenal, the finesse of Chokhmah, that it sees not only what's being shown, but the shower. Mm-hmm. Why is the show showing it? So it goes to the source.
Chokhmah enables a person that he should recognize the shower and not just the panorama.
Right.
Masad the Eibishter, when he's giving this air, which is ultimately going into the Kav, so the Eibishter is not, he is the shower. And you say, what chance is there that the air that comes out of Aryan Seif, that it goes into the Kav, it's not going to recognize that reality? It is part of that reality. You understand what I'm saying? We're talking about Chokhmah in terms of its utility, and for us, that it helps us acknowledge that the shower, but the Eibishter is a shower. So what does he need Chokhmah in order that the air of the Kav should go to the right place?
Because that Eibishter, of course, it's going to be in the right place. But there are two aspects in this. There is in this, because it comes from Eibishter, because it comes from a true source, it has an inherent truth. What is the stance of Klippa. I don't need to show it. All I need is what you're showing me. Because why? Because it's real. I can build a whole world just with what you show me, without your participation whatsoever.
For it to be real, that means that it's not my experience being shown. In order for what's being shown to be real, it has to be chokhmah.
Okay.
So how can you have chokhmah by klipa?
Klipa judges reality in a totally different, in the opposite way. If it's real to me, that's real.
So you can't.
I feel it. I touch it. That's reality.
Okay.
What is the whole basis of science? Right? Touch it. Look at it.
So how does chokhmah that it's real? It's not my truth. It's the truth. How does that lead to seeing the shower?
Because chokhmah per se relates to the oyer. This is the principle of chokhmah. Chokhmah is bittul. What does bittul mean? I'm not looking to enhance my mitzvahs. I'm looking at what's real. Real means what did you give? Why is it there? Whereas creep is not interested why it's there. How does it affect me?
I'm seeing three levels. It's the level of klipa that the only thing that's there is I'm there, and this is what I experience.
That is the judge for reality, right?
And then there's chokhmah that I see it and it's not me. I see it.
Yeah.
And then there's a third madrega that I'm not interested in it even. I'm interested in why.
That is the connection of chokhmah to the reality, because oil itself is not real. What makes oil real is the oil.
When you say that's the or element, is that thing is the...
Sorry?
When you say it's the or element, that thing is just the or of Hashem? Is that what
Yes.
you're saying about the or element? Not the or of that thing.
No. The oil of Hashem. Why? That's right. Oil of Hashem. I give you a very simple morsel if you focus on it. The clock on the wall. What is it speaking about? The wall, the clock, or the human being that lives in this house? An idiot looks at the clock. I remember we had in a shiva, there was a Yid, Mishin Grace Chacham, but he had the chush in nice things. It was a simple guy. So this is when the new film, the Gases with the big shadelach, with the double shadelach, top and bottom, first started coming. And somebody had one of these. So he picks up one of these shadelach. You know what a shadelach is, right?
The box.
Film box.
The what? To film?
Film box, the cover. The
Wow.
box, the double cover, right? It opens up from the bottom and it's colored. So he picks up one of these shadelach. Nice. The shadel is what impressed him.
There's nothing in it. No.
It's nice. This is the Inyan Chochmah. And Chochmah has this ability. This is in fact the definition of Chochmah. To see things from their real perspective. Chochmah, wisdom. What's wise? Wise is to bypass the entire periphery and go to the core. Who put it there? Why was it put there? That's the wisdom. There are multiple stories, Sholim for this, but I don't think it's necessary anymore. But my point is, the point that you have to understand is that due to this nature in Chokhmah, due to this an essential quality of Chokhmah, this is why it guards it, that it should go dafke b'derech haroz. You shouldn't lose sight. You sit and you learn, and you become a lamb, and you get smicha and you get kovet. What happens then? You can be a fool and fall for the kovet, and you can be a wise man and forget about the kovet and focus on what you learn. What is it about? Chokhmah guards it that it should go b'mokim haro. Okay, so we'll continue now. We are, as I said, just above the middle of the top section on page Vav. The line started mokim she'ein roya chas v'sholem. You should not go to mokim she'ein roya chas v'sholem. Why chas v'sholem? What's so horrible? It's not just the horrible thing; is the result of it, that it gives kais to klipa. You're taking a yin kodesh. The oil is oil akdusha. The oil is oil leki. And you're drawing it to the mokim she'ein roya. Thus, this explains what it says in Eitz Chaim, Aposik kulam b'chokhmah siso. Commenting on the Aposik kulam b'chokhmah siso. All of them you made with chokhmah. That's a simple pshat in the Aposik. So Eitz Chaim explains, what does it mean b'chokhmah siso? There is a whole seder hishtalshelus from Chokhmah into Asiyah. So explains that the Posik is implying this, the Reish is Islap Yesoyer Ein Soiv, Hu Bibchinas Chokhmah Diak. Why is it called the Chokhmah Asisa? Because Chokhmah is that point, that is instrumental to bring about the Osisa, the creation, and the creation in the proper way. Because that Reish is Hislapshus Ein Soiv, Hu B'Bchinas Chokhmah. The starting point of Ayin Ein Soiv being Hislapshus is in the aspect of Chokhmah Diyak. We should perhaps, maybe on the third round, discuss this Hislapshus Ein Soiv B'Bchinas Chokhmah. Very briefly, Hislapshus and Chokhmah would appear to be contradictory concepts. The whole idea of Chokhmah is that it does not alter what it sees. There's no Hislapshus. Hislapshus is that the oil is mislabish in the cave, it becomes according to the cave. The whole phenomenal accomplishment of Chokhmah is that it doesn't need Hislapshus. I see it without tasting it, without touching it. I don't have to test it. Here we say Hislapshus ha'ein ein soiv b'bchinas Chokhmah Diyak. And this is further the phenomenal union of Chokhmah is something occurs, there is a transition from the Oirin Soif into Chochmah. And what is the transition? The transition is that what aspect of Oirin Soif relates to Chochmah? What aspect of Oirin Soif does Chochmah relate to? It is the Pnimi aspect. It filters out the Metzius, and it relates to the to the intent element. And in that respect, it's called Hislapshus. And because that Reish is Hislapshus hu Ein Sof, is b'bchinas Chochmah de'ak. Let's for a moment understand what is the transition, what does Chochmah, how does Chochmah affect the Ein Sof? The union of Chochmah is really, in essence, above Seder Yishtalshus. It relates to the Ein Sof. But it relates to the Ein Sof in a Chochmah manner. In other words, what is it about? Why is it there? What was your intent? Once there is an intent, that can come down into Bina. And you can decipher it. And this is the Hislapshus of Ein Sof and Chochmah. Let's take it in this way. We spoke the other day about a painting, that you're observing a painting. And you're observing it. There is so to speak, a tendency, if you don't really appreciate what you see, a tendency, and what it means to see a painting, a tendency to go closer. That is not the Chochmah element of the painting. Then you're looking for the Metzius. Not what the painter did, but how did he do it. That's not what it's about. What are the brush strokes? That's not what it's about. A Chocham stands away. And he wants to see what was the message that was being given. And that is the hislapshus, so to speak, of this message in Chochmah. But you see exclusively that aspect, not the manner in which it was accomplished. That's what hislapshus saying in Serbia is b'pinas Chochmah. As a result of Chochmah, because in Chochmah there is the intent. This is why there is this intent can further be identified with Bina and to say the Ishtalshus.
You're saying that the intent element first becomes crystallized in Chochmah. That's the hislapshus aspect.
Right.
Before it's just one to Inyan, it's like
Okay,
forget it.
so, it's not for now. Okay, we'll still have a chance to talk about it. Okay, but that's for this. Slapshus, Rishon Slapshus is Ein Sof is bechinas Chochmah. What is the bechin of Chochmah? What is it about? What is being shown? What is the tendency to go over and look at the strokes? Can I do the same thing? What kind of stupidity is this? What's the point? Do you get the message or not? Does it mean anything to you? If the whole thing is a competitive streak, you know, or you were able to do it, maybe I can do the same thing, and then you're missing the whole point. ועל ידי חוכמה זו, and then, על ידי חוכמה זו, via this חוכמה, נמשך האור בכל האילומס. The oil is then drawn through this chokhmah, b'chol oilmas in all oilmas, because that is in the inyan chokhmah. It encompasses everything. And that's what's called Ak, Odom Kadmai. Odom represents the union of Lamailo, Mailo, Adin Kesel, Matu, Matu, and Tachlis. In other words, the entirety of the structure. That's Odom. All right, we go further, we're going to be too late. All right, so this will be this for this morning, and everybody's invited this evening. The best that I can recall is Thursday. So about 8:30 at 679 Crown Street. By the way, I don't know if you're aware, Tzvi Thaler, his mom passed away, and he's having Lavai today. Did you get the message from him?
I sent it out.
You sent it out. So check your email if you're able to. The Lavai is going to be someplace in Flatbush, not very far. And 12 o'clock, right? Yeah.
Who is it?
Tzvi Thaler.
Comes this year?
Occasionally. He is not one thing or the other. He is everything. Like you pointed out, when a human being picks up this cup, his hand is picking up. No, it's not his hand. It's his hand, his midas, his seichel, his rotzen, his oinig, his nefesh. There's a real phenomenon occurring when he picks up the cup. And this is why we have a situation, a person is in a distressed state, his hand may be perfectly healthy. He can be physically perfectly healthy. He's not able to move it because he doesn't have this the top spirit. The ratios are slapshus. Have a good day.
No, 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 no. No, 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 no.